Hello and welcome to Painting the Cape. My name is Lance, and today we're going to work in the studio. It's really chilly outside, and a winter time is a good time just to work on the different elements of a painting. And today we're going to do skies. We're going to do three types of skies. The first one is cirrus, and they're these faint little streaks that go across the sky in high altitude. And the Latin, cirrus in Latin means hair. So it's just hair-like streaks across the sky. That's your cirrus. They're the highest altitude. Next, we're going to do a cumulus. These puffy clouds here. And they're, the Latin word for cumulus means heap or pile. So that's how you can remember that one. And then the last one we're going to do is stratus. This brown shape here. And stratus means sheet or plane. So that's the flat part. Okay, I'm using my regular palette, and we always start with today I'm going to be drawing with kind of a watered down purple because it's kind of transparent. The first thing we do is we establish the horizon line. And when the horizon line is low, that means we're kind of looking up. If the horizon line was high, we'd be looking down on the ground. So we're going to do this. I'm going to start off with a cumulus. It's kind of a puffy, stacked cloud, and the bottom of the cloud is kind of flat and it goes straight across. Now, as the cloud gets closer to the horizon, it foreshortens, it gets a little smaller. So this will be let's say this is the biggest one, and the next one, let's put it here. And you can kind of be creative on the shape you come up with. Just make sure that this one's a little smaller than the first one. And we're going to just do three clouds. You want to have it so it's an odd number. Then let's put a little cloud close to the horizon. Another cumulus cloud, like that. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take off these streaks that are covering the cloud because those streaks would be up much higher than this cloud. And so you wouldn't see these streaks inside here. You just use a little terp and just wipe out what you don't want, like that. That's what's so nice about oil paints. You can take it off easily with a terp and then draw it again. So now the stratus clouds, the last one, we're going to have it coming in the opposite direction. Again, you can kind of just wander around here and let it kind of pass this one. And then we'll put the other part right here. So that's like a sheet, a plane. And then we're going to do one more here, and this one's closer to the horizon, so this one's a little smaller. It's on the same tilt, but you kind of make it a little smaller and just be creative with it. Okay, now we have our layout. This is going to be an ocean or something, but we're going to concentrate on the sky. Oh, once again, I'm going to take some of these stratus clouds out of here. We're going to put them where it doesn't hit the other clouds. So I just take that off like that. And we'll do the background first, and then we'll add those in to make it easier so we don't have to cut in. Now we got to figure out which way the light's coming from. Let's have it coming for our right, going this way. So up here at the top, this will be the darkest, and we just stick it in there. Just get it on there. And as it comes this way, it gets a little warmer. So a little bit of that back, I pre-coated my working surface with kind of a orangey yellow. I'll put a little bit over here. Move this clip for a second, like that. There we go. Now as we get closer to the horizon, this gets lighter, much lighter. So I'm going to start way down here so I get this in lighter, much lighter. And you kind of paint in straight lines. You go, don't try to do a curve, just block him in like that. Let me get rid of this clip and pull that in like that. Now this middle part here is going to be a kind of a combination of the two. So there's three sections, dark to lightest. This kind of in between. And when you're doing the sky, you want to kind of, the finished stroke kind of up and down like this. As it goes over here, it gets a little bit darker. So there's definitely, the sky is moving towards a warmer light. Just straight. We're gonna go over this and do the clouds, so just get the paint on there, like that. There. And kind of, so now what we're going to do is do those real thin clouds that are the highest altitude, the cirrus clouds. which means hair. So we'll take a little bit of white and yellow, and they'll be going across. Next time you're outside, try to see if you can see these kind of clouds. By changing the direction from this way to this way, it makes the more of a contrast, and that's what you want, so it reads easier. Just stick in there wherever you think is good, like that. And those are those real high clouds, those cirrus clouds that mean hair. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the cumulus, the little puffy clouds in front. And cumulus means stack or pile. The bottom part of the cloud is darker, like this. I guess where all the water is gathering. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get that down first. And it's flat. And same thing with this cloud. Oh, the other thing is, this one right here has got to be the darkest. Then as it goes away, it gets a little bit less, not quite as, oops, let me get it a little bit lighter. A little bit like that. And then the last one is the least amount of color. So now looking at it, this one needs to be a little darker, so let's kick it a little bit. And make it a little darker. So it definitely reads that this one's the closest, this one's the next one, and this one is furthest away. There we go. Now we're going to do the stratus, this big cloud here and here, which is a layer or a sheet. So we're going to do that in a darker color, so there's contrast again. And we're just going to get it in. Sometimes what I use, excuse me, instead of a brush, I'll just use a Kleenex. And just get it on there. And don't worry about, we're going to take care of the edges. So if you go over a little bit here and there, don't worry about it, because we're going to soften those edges anyway. Now, once again, the next cloud that's way down here as a stratus, you make it a little weaker than that one. Just a little weaker. It's not quite as dark. Like that. Now we're going to go back and work on these cumulus clouds again. And we're going to start off with kind of a gray, mix a little bit of black and white, or and just kind of feel different shapes that are in here. They're like big little circles of mounds of cotton ball. And as you go further down, you make it a little lighter, so it's not as much of a contrast like that. And the last one, the least amount of contrast. Now we're going to go back and I'll add a lot of white. I'm going to do this with a brush. Whenever I want to clean my brush, what I do, I don't waste a lot of time getting it all clean with the solvent. What I do is, like, let's say I'm going from a dark to a light. Well, I'm going to go up to a white, so I'm going to take this, put it in the white, really squish the paint in there, and then wipe it out like that as much as I can, and then you're ready to go. Then just get your paint, get a nice glob of it, and just feel where you're making these mounds of clouds, this pile of clouds. The other thing is, these clouds they separate a little bit. So make the edges so they kind of go out somewhat like that. And the bottom has a small little edge on it. And we'll come back to that. Let's do the next one. So if the light's coming from this way, if you're doing little mounds, make the lightest part of the mound on this side. So it's catching the light on that side. And the last one, same thing, it's catching on this side. So make that like that. And also give it a little bit of trailers on each side and a little bit of extra light, thin light, kind of edge light on the bottom, like that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to light this up a little bit. Let's say the sun is up here going this way. We're going to take white and some warm yellow, and we're going to hit where the light would hit on this side here, or on this side, like that, to give it more punch. There we go. And the next one is going to be a little bit warmer, so you add a little bit more yellow because it's going to be less. And as you put more paint on, you make the paint thicker. So I glob it on there. Don't be afraid of it, because you can always change it. You can change it 1,000 times. And the last one, just a little bit of that. Now we're going to go back and soften these edges around these fluffy clouds, because you want them to look like floating clouds, not floating rocks or anything. So you kind of push it out. See, my brush was dirty, so I got to put some white in there, squish it out, so that just squishes all the white paint in there. And then kind of make the edges soft and kind of airy. Like that. Then we go down to this one. If every single time you use your brush, like I go like this, now it's got brown in it or whatever. So I've got to go back, wipe it out, put some more paint on each time, because otherwise it gets to be do it after every stroke. I go like that, clean it, paint. That's it. And don't be afraid to put little pieces that have come off the cumulus clouds to the side. That kind of helps it too. Here we go, and a little bit on the bottom. Now we're going to go back and really put a lot of paint on certain places. If you feel it needs a shape, make a shape. But now we're on the inside. We're not getting close to the edges. Like that. This might be a little bit too busy, so I want to simplify it. A round shape there, and a oval shape there, and then the last one. Okay, the last one like that. Now, leave that alone, and let's go to the stratus, this one here, the flat one, and we're going to put some light with a little bit of red and make it kind of an orangey and go around the edge of it. And again, you make it and also put some streaks in the middle, because it's layers is what we're looking for, different layers of a cloud, making it a stratus. And a little bit less on this one. And there we have it. Now, the bottom, I'm going to do an ocean, so I want some land here, so I'm going to make a little bit of color, something dark, so it goes across a little bit of hills and stuff, and it goes across like that. Now, the rest of it, let's say this is ocean. What you want to do, you want to kind of make, wherever you see this, it's going to be a mirror image of it. So this will be close to that, and this will be here. And you kind of do a dark spot on the ocean. Do the same thing with this one. That's going this way, so this mirror is going to be going this way. And then this is going to go this way. And then you fill the ocean color, make it a little darker than the sky. So add a little bit of burnt umber to it. Also on this, mirror that, mirror the ground. But if it goes up, you go down a little bit so you catch that and go all the way across. And then you just fill it in. With your watercolor, whatever it is. And it's the same thing. You might start here with a wave, let's say. So make a streak across, and as so you establish where the waves are. As it goes further back, they get closer and closer together and level out. So it's like that. And then just fill it in with a lighter tone. Maybe you might be able to use a little bit of warmth in there. You can do whatever you like on the bottom here. You know, it's just experiment, have fun. It's hard to make a mistake because water is always moving. So it's a good subject because you can express yourself any way you like. And then, if it needs a little bit more darkness in the background, you go from dark to light, light to dark. So a little bit more the background, a little bit more ultramarine blue like that. And you just keep fiddling with it until you get what you like. Now, I'm going to quickly put a little sailboat in here. So I'm going to take some white and stuff. And just so this will pull towards, I'm going to put a little sailboat like that to finish off the scene. Like that, and little reflections coming down. And there we have it. So practice your skies so when we do go outside, we'll have kind of a head start. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.